Burger King story from the last episode. You got canceled. You're canceled now. You haven't seen it yet, but you're canceled now because you even brought it up. Yeah. So I don't know what you're doing here. Apparently,
I'm clipped out and.
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna have to wear one of those green suits that covers your whole face. Do you know those green
suits?
Yeah, it's like a full body green suit. Like you'll see guys at the sporting event will wear it. It's
like
spandex.
Yeah.
Like that's how you got canceled. It wasn't a full cancel. You're still allowed to be there. You just have to wear that.
Oh boy.
That's your type of canceled. Oh. Anyway, Burger King took the tweet down. They put a tweet out that said women belong in the kitchen. They took tremendous heat.
Is this a pamphlet?
So that was that was part of the same campaign that came out that day in print.
Oh, okay.
And in print, I think people were a little easier on it because it had the headline and then the caption in smaller font below it. And this is a funny thing. You know, I used to watch that show back in the day, Mad Men.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that
Don
show?
Draper.
And it would be... You remember that there was a famous VW ad that they'd had an episode about, or at least they referenced it, where it just said lemon, period. Right. And then it was, because people, that was the insult or I mean, now we're talking about a car, not a human being. So I'm not trying to say it's the same thing. It just, the reference point, yeah, you can see it right there. Lemon. It just the bluntness of the single word and then the small text below. So you have to, like, it captures your attention and then you read the text. And somehow having it in print and having both of them right there, you receive it a little bit differently than the digital equivalent, which is the singular tweet and then the reply tweet, which then has the rest of the text that's necessary to make your point.
Yeah, the medium is everything.
People didn't want to act like, I'm sure so many people saw the tweet in isolation, is what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
Anyway, so that just reminded me of that. But they deleted it anyway because the backlash was extreme and swift. But I got to say, as much as it was this tweet, they fully should have expected the backlash and everything else. I mean, anybody in social media would have known, hey, if we're going to put this out there, we got to prepare ourselves for all kinds of hellfire here. We can't, like, it's going to be interpreted in this number of ways, which could be negative for us and for the greater. Our reply section could be a nightmare, which is eventually what happened. The reply section was just an absolute meme town crazy show.
Yep. The
reply section, because you got the hottest tweet in the world now. You don't even need, it doesn't even have to be controversial. If it's the hottest tweet in the world, it's going to be a disaster in replies. Mm-hmm. But even putting all that over there, we were sitting here talking after the thing went down, after they deleted the tweet. And I was thinking to myself, who is Burger King's customer? I was thinking to myself, Burger King is sitting here at the top of trending, and who even buys their products? Who is their best customer? Who are they speaking to? Who are they reaching to? Like, even with the caption that comes below it, was the typical outraged individual in those replies, were they a top-notch Burger King customer? Now, I'm not saying that the negative sentiment was worthwhile for them. I'm definitely not saying that, because I'm sure there's plenty of people that are going to be telling each other not to go.
There's some recourse.
Yeah, there could be tremendous problems from this thing, but I just couldn't help but also put it through my head that the target or the most offended group of people from this particular tweet probably, and this is just pure speculation, so I'm just throwing it out there, might not be Burger King's core customer. So it's a really curious situation. I'm not saying conspiracy or anything. I'm just saying it's a curious situation because it was all Burger King yesterday on social media.
Yep.
And that's a fact. That's a thing that happened. Even with the backtrack and the apology and everything else, the two words burger and king were said one after the other a lot yesterday. And in that tweet, and I'm just putting this out there again, that tweet at the time I talked about on the show had 600,000 likes on it. And I don't know where it got to before it was deleted. But it was actually the hottest tweet I've seen in a very long time.
And now there's an apology.
Now there's an apology.
Yeah.
So you could go that route too and then say, well, those core customers who maybe they're, I don't know, man. This is just, that's pretty much all I can say on it. I just, this social media thing, it gets me all riled up because you would never know the intent. You would never know the actual motive. You would never know the internal meetings that went down to figure out the plus minus on something like this. They may have talked it all out. They may have known. Mm-hmm. They may have been prepared for a potential fallout, and they may have made that trade. Mm-hmm. I'm not making this. It's all alleged. I'm just speculating. This is not fact.
Well, when it comes down to it, like it comes down to the bottom line. And if they can get more sales
this is what I'm saying. They sell burgers. They're not running for office. Yeah. They're not trying to be the president. Mm-hmm. Although similar tactics seem to have worked for people in politics in the past. Say something outrageous, force people to follow you closely and amplify whatever it is you're saying, whether they love you or hate you. Mm-hmm. It's a terrifying potential scenario.
Yes.
So but I'm not, by the way, this is not accusations that was the intent.
You're a thinker.
I'm just presenting.
Social media.
I'm just presenting.
We had an hour-long conversation.
It's heavy stuff.
Or afterwards.
It's heavy stuff.
Yeah.